everyone, I'm Sarah.
I'm Lucinda.
And welcome back to another color class. In today's color class, we are looking at the cool dominant characteristics of the 6 palette system today. So we're going to be determining what features do you have if you are someone who leans in the palette. Now, before we go into our quick little overview, I do want to mention our 5,000 subscriber challenge. We are trying to get to 5,000 subscribers before our 2-month anniversary, which is coming up very quickly. So I hope you can help us out by liking, subscribing, and sharing the video with your friends who might also enjoy color analysis. So let's get into our quick review of the 6 different dominant characteristics of the 6 palette system.
The 6 dominant characteristics are light, deep, warm, cool, soft, and clear. Now, these may sound a little familiar to you if you're trained in the 4-season system, or even if you're trained in the 12 palette system, because these dominant characteristics are important for all of those. You need to determine what characteristic is their most prominent, and then you can also look at a minor characteristic.
Oh, we forgot to mention running away from the scene of a crime. So if you've had any of our videos or seen any of our videos, what we say about the 6 dominant characteristics, it's silly, but it works. If this person was running away from the scene of a crime, what would you describe them as? Would you describe them as light or deep? Would you describe them as warm or cool? Or would you describe them as soft and clear? Some of those
soft or clear. Yeah.
Some of those might have been a little, iffy to describe someone. But once you start getting into these palettes and realizing each of the different characteristics, then you start understanding, these 2, they're soft. Everything about them was soft. Their hair was soft. Their hair was grayish, reddish. Their eye color was grayish, bluish, greenish. So each characteristic has its own set of, I hate to say characteristics again, but they really do. And we're going to go through that with today, our light.
And one thing to remember, when we button this all up at the end of the series, we're going to do a video on, now you know each of the characteristics. How do we put them together to create a color analysis? Once you kind of understand each of those, we'll teach you how you run through, if you're looking at somebody, each of these, make a determination of between 2, let one fall off, make a determination between the next 2, let one fall off, then you'll be down to 2, you let one fall off, and so forth, so that you end up with the person's dominant characteristic and a minor.
All right, so I want to start off with hair color because that is very, very important. That's one of the first things we see.
That's the frame.
Especially when we're running away, all the flowing hair leaving traces away from our crime.
Of course.
All right, so the hair colors, they're going to be light. It's going to be either warm or cool, doesn't matter, but it's got to be light or white. So we're talking blonde hair, white hair, gray, light gray hair, not salt and pepper, light gray.
And I've heard it said that for a light person, dominant characteristic of light, the pale hair should be natural. Now, one could speculate, well, what if it's the day the person got their hair done? And had it all. No roots.
Did their brows.
Yes.
Soften their brows.
Yes. But I subscribe to this, that in order for a person to be considered light in terms of their hair, it should be naturally light.
So another thing when we talk about hair is eyebrow colors. Again, eyebrows are going to be very light, pale. They could even be indistinguishable, like no eyebrows. Also the same with eyelashes. Eyelashes are going to be barely there, light eyelashes. And those are just some characteristics of light.
But I do want to say, typically people use mascara. And you may not be able to see them in their light eyelash state. So that's not, you're not going to see somebody's lashes if they're running away from the scene of a crime.
Right.
But that's just another little tidbit to help you out.
And since we're talking about everything being light, it's going to be the same for eyes. Eye colors can be blue, green, gray. They're just going to be very light. Nothing about this person has any depth to them. I feel like in my head, I can't really name anyone off the top of my head that I know.
But you know, I always kind of envision the Nordic people.
Okay.
People of that kind of area, you know, who are from that area, because they're it. You know,
Right.
the pale. We had a very dear friend who was Icelandic, and remember Dora?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
And she, everything about her, you know, the absolute silky white hair, the pale eyes, the pale skin, Icelandic.
I bet you this is probably one of the most uncommon characteristics for somebody to be in. Let's take a look at some people who fall within this light category. As you can see, the hair, pure white, blonde, very, very light. The brows, again, very light. The eyelashes, hardly, you can hardly see them. Everything about them falls within this light category. And also their skin tone. Skin tone is something we didn't talk about earlier, but you probably can guess what what their skin tone is going to look like. And that's going to be light. It's going to be pale, porcelain, burns easily in the sun. Just a couple traits that help get somebody into this category. And then eye color. All of these people have very light eyes as well. And I really do believe this has to be one of the most uncommon.
But very possibly. And one thing to think about is it has to do with melanin. And the one thing that I've learned more than anything else is that your melanin production is kind of across the board. So if you're a light person, you have very little melanin production in your skin, in your hair, and your eye color is light.
Now, thinking of some colors that would look best on our light category, I wonder what type of colors those are going to be.
Pure.
Yes.
Pure. It's colors with a clarity. And we're not talking about in your face clear or high contrast clear. We're talking about a clear that's pure,
Yes.
you know, as the stream, you know, in a snowy scene, or
Right.
Just pure blues, pure aquas, pure pinks.
But also has some delicacy to it.
Exactly.
They're delicate colors as well. So some of your neutrals are going to be like cocoa, stone, taupe, things like that. But your accent colors can be things like pure purple, a light aqua, light teal, pastel pinks, light apricot. And remember, your light person can either be warm or your light person can be cool. So we're really not distinguishing between warm and cool yet. We're just distinguishing the light characteristics.
So you get, for example, you can get with your light pink, you can get a coral. But what you likely will not be able to wear as a light is anything that's more toward a shocking pink.
Right.
You want something that's a little bit purer in terms of color and delicacy. That word that Sarah used is perfect to describe this palette. Now, one thing to remember is everything's relative. And if we teach you anything at all in this process with the 6 palette system, it's color class's theory of relativity. Because some people, for example, the people that we're showing you on the screen, one of these ladies is warmer than the other lady, but there's a relativity to it. And so that means that the lady with the warmer hair compared to the lady with the cooler hair, she might be able to wear those clear apricots and do very well with those. Not muted apricots, clear, pristine, pure apricots,
Right.
not bright apricots. And her palette may be a little bit more toward warm than the lady next to her, but neither of these ladies are warm.
So there is one debate question that we would like to bring you in on.
We have a lot of fun with this.
Right, and get your opinions on. So Daenerys from Game of Thrones. What do we think? Because so her hair, believe she's wearing a wig here. I believe this is a
I
wig.
read an article that it completely wrecked her hair when they were dyeing it.
Oh, I was like, well, that's why I think it's a wig, because I can't imagine. Doesn't her eyebrows are dark?
Yeah.
Oh,
And see,
gosh.
that's one of the this is a tricky thing, because if you're using the running away from the scene of a crime model, what would you say? Oh, she's light. Her hair is crazy white. Also, if you're thinking about relativity, Daenerys in her environment, but at the same time, we all know that Emily Clark, this is not her natural color.
Right.
Her brows are dark, but her skin is very pale. So would we call her a light or would we not?
Right, but she also has the darker eyelashes. I'm telling you, that has to be a wig. I'm sorry to get off topic.
Anybody, you guys out there, let us know, because I do remember reading that her hair was destroyed. Now, once her hair was destroyed, it may have, they may have gone with a wig
They had to
or
cover
something.
it up. I do the light hair, the light skin. If I were this person and I was trying to fall within the light palette, then I would probably lighten my brows a little bit and go for a softer mascara.
But would she be clear? Because you've got that high contrast.
But then I feel like you would need a little bit more contrast. I feel like this is a medium tone here. The brows are just a medium tone. It's not dark.
So this is our challenge to
Yes.
you. This is somebody that we absolutely, the debate, it goes back and forth and back and forth. Of the groups that we have taught you about, where do you see this lady falling?
We really need a draper. Maybe that's what we need to do as an episode, draping her.
Agreed.
All right. So we want to know what you guys think. And then maybe if you're interested, let us know a whole draping episode. What do we think, where we can put some colors in front of her and do some different makeup looks to see if she falls within the light, the clear, cool, soft. We'll do it all. Okay.
Plus, it's just fun.
Right. That's what we love to do. All right. So thank you for joining us today on our latest color class video. Do not forget our 5,000 subscriber challenge. We are trying our best to make it.
We can't make it without you guys.
Yes, before our 2-month anniversary. So we do need you to like, subscribe, definitely comment down below, and share the video with your friends if you have any friends that you think, hey, you might be interested in some color analysis. So again, thank you. I'm Sarah.
I'm Lucinda.
This has been another color class, and we'll see you in our next video.